Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Absurd Arguments Season 2 edition. What?
What? I mean, yay!
Yay! My name is Matthew. I'm here with my good friend Nathan. Nathan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You know, had a pretty nice summer. Got to see friends, got to see family, got to see reptiles. So, you know.
What did you go to Washington, D.C.?
No. Yeah, I saw one of those little polls on YouTube, and they were like, should there be age limits for politicians? And like 92% said yes, but I said no. You know, because what if my grandpa wants to be a politician? You know?
Then, well, so in our break, I have been re-listening to some episodes, and I just listened to the one about how your grandpa continues to talk about Stetson Bennett. So yeah. I don't know if I want your grandpa to run for office.
He just really cares for Stetson Bennett, dude.
He does.
I mean, he's got the same last name. And my grandpa went to Stetson University.
Man, that's crazy.
It's weird. Yeah, but no, I saw the reptiles at a reptile show in Atlanta.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah, they were really cool. It was a fun time.
Mm.
I also saw a baby emu.
That's not a reptile.
I know. The guy had it like in a little playpen on his table. And I was like, what's that fuzzy thing in there? And he goes, it's a baby emu. I was like, and I had your reaction. That's not a reptile. I think he was going to feed it to a boa later.
I mean, he needs to do it quickly because those things grow pretty fast and they get pretty big.
They do. I mean, maybe it's a really big boa.
Mm.
Like, hey, I'm growing this for you, dude. This will be a good meal for like a year.
Dang. Well, as this is season 2 and we have kind of a new fresh beginning, I was visiting my family, and my mom started this thing a long time ago, and it's a box of different memories and things that I've done over the years. And so it's got like my senior pictures in it, and it's got like, you know, things I typed up when I was learning how to type in 2nd grade and the worst spelling possible. But in between that, I have things that I wrote when I was in primary and elementary school. And so, Nathan, I have a game for you today. I have a list of 8 quotes. Some of them are things that Kid Matthew wrote, and some of them are random kids that I've found on the internet, and some different like essays and test questions that they posted. So I'm going to read off these things, and you have to choose whether I wrote it as a child or another child wrote it.
Oh, dude, this sounds ridiculous.
Don't worry, it's going to get there. All right, here we go. Number 1. My favorite things are playing the drums and apples.
I'm going to say Matthew, Kid Matthew.
That is correct.
Yes.
I have no idea why I put apples, but I did.
Do you still like apples to this day?
I mean, I don't eat fruit very often, so I don't know what that was. Anyways, Here we go. Number 2. This is for a Christmas list kind of like essay assignment. First, I would like a Hot Wheels PlayStation game. Next, I would like a Hot Wheels computer game. I am ready for Santa Claus.
I think that's other kids.
Incorrect. That is me. I really liked Hot Wheels.
I mean, didn't we all? I mean, they got a new Hot Wheels movie coming out, so
Oh, that's true.
if Kid Matthew was alive today, he could have asked for tickets to that movie.
Well, Kid Matthew is still alive, just a little different. Like, he doesn't like apples that much.
It's just boring.
Gosh. Number 3. You live at the same... Okay, this is the question. You live at the same time as Abraham Lincoln. What would you like to tell him? I'd tell him not to go to a play.
That's a different kid.
That is a different kid. I wasn't that witty when I was a kid.
Right.
All right. Number 4. I want to tell my special Valentine 2 secrets. First, you are 1 in a million. Next, you are special.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it's another kid.
Incorrect. That was me. I told my crush the same thing twice.
Oh my gosh. Did she appreciate it?
I don't know. This was years ago. All right. Number 5. This is from an essay titled Very Bright.
Okay.
Excuse me. In 2004, I will be very bright. I will do 3 incredible things. First, I will make little inventions for fun. Second, I will be very bright to stay away from guns. And finally, I will ride my scooter to get exercise.
I want to believe it isn't you. It's another kid.
No, that's me.
No!
That's me.
What is Barry Bright?
So it was like some theme that was like on bears. And so it's a play on very bright, but it's Barry Bright. And I will be very bright to stay away from guns.
I was assuming it was the fruit this whole time.
Nope.
Gosh.
Nope.
Okay. Alrighty.
So far, you are doing really poorly. This might be your worst performance.
I've only gotten 2 right so far.
All right, number 6. This is the essay question. Okay. Suppose you want to build a house on this land and still protect its natural resources. What could you do? How would it protect the natural resources? Answer: you can just forget about the house.
Another kid.
That is correct. That is another kid.
Okay, all right.
Excuse me, number 7. If I were a cowboy that owned a ranch, I would need a brand. My brand would be CBM. The C and the B stand for Crash Bandicoot. The M is my first initial.
I want to believe it's you.
That one is me.
Yay!
Oh, I had a phase. There was another thing that I didn't choose because it was closely related to this one, where I asked Santa in like the 1st grade for the Crash Bandicoot Racing.
Oh, I love that game. That was my first video game I ever owned.
Okay, last one. Number 8. Goals for my life. Number 1, I'll try to have a good life. Number 2, I'll try not to smoke. And the teacher wrote in the margin, please don't.
I'm going to say that's you.
Correct. That is me.
Hey. Oh, I redeemed myself.
Yeah.
I think I got like 4 or 5 right.
Well, what matters is little Matthew has fulfilled his dreams of playing the drums and not smoking and staying away from guns.
Very good job, Matthew.
Yeah, but he never did get those Hot Wheels games, unfortunately.
And we'd never know if he told his crush she was special and one of a million.
It's
I
true.
mean, one in a million. I said one of a million. One in a
You are
million.
definitely one of a million.
There's literally millions of girls just like you.
Dang.
Yeah, that's that's pretty great.
That was little Matt. He said some stuff, and I mean, does this kind of prove that I've always been a loser in your mind?
Nah, I think it just shows you were so precocious.
I guess. Staying away
Yeah.
from guns and smoking like that. But as we move into this season of new beginnings, we're going to add something special to these episodes. Nathan, would you like to explain?
Yeah. So, you know, we're adding kind of like a game between me and Matthew. You know, I like games and Matthew likes putting up with me. So, uh, we're gonna
That's
try
debatable.
something. I mean, yeah, I guess so. But we're gonna try something new. All right, and you, the listener, can play along as well and see if you can catch these. So Matthew and I, to help each other listen to one another when we talk, we have a new challenge, and there's 5 different options, and we're never going to tell each other which. So one of the examples is we have to use a 10-letter word 3 times without the other person catching us. Okay? I know it's a bit
Yep.
ridiculous, but that's what we're going to do. We have another one where you could use any type of word, like with no articles or smaller words, as many times before being called out. A third option is we may say a foreign word until the other person guesses correctly which language we're speaking,
Mm.
you know? And so uh, with that one, we would keep going. You get one guess for every time that foreign word is used or caught. We have another one where we may reference a fake celebrity or a movie, or we might make references to a celebrity until the other person catches us.
Hmm.
And then finally, we may have a new catchphrase that we keep saying until the other one catches us. And we might get extra points if the other person repeats the catchphrase too.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
So
is this going to be like a whose line is it anyway thing where the points don't matter?
yeah, I don't know. Probably.
That's
Now,
fine.
I've actually already been doing mine um, throughout this whole episode. So, you eagle-eared listener may be able to figure it out. Instead of eagle-eyed, Matthew, eagle-eared.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm excited for this game to see how it is. I've totally been paying attention this whole time, so I know
Yeah.
exactly what your thing is.
Yeah,
Totally.
I doubt it. So yeah, and at any time, we could try to guess it, but at the end of the episode, we'll reveal which one we were doing. So
Hmm.
you know, it's just a little ridiculous thing we're adding in there for fun. So we'll see
Yep.
how it
Yep.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And with that explanation down, let's go ahead and move right into the episode and cue that music.
play that funky music, white boy. When I think of summertime, Matthew, I think of driving because
Mm,
we're Americans and that's what we do during the
true.
summertime. We drive on vacation and stuff.
Yep.
Other countries may fly or take boats or take trains, but we take cars.
Mm,
And what did cars need to go? What makes them go, Matthew?
petrol.
You don't. Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess, but gasoline. And
Oh,
and Matthew, where do you get this? Where do you get this wonderful fluid?
At the petrol station.
I swear, gosh, I need a new partner. Yes, you get it at a gas station. All
Oh,
right.
that's true. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So today's episode is themed around gas stations. That's what we're gonna do. So
Yep.
you want to tell the folks at home what our first topic is.
Yeah, and just a quick little disclaimer: zero research has been done other than the pure experience of our many years on this wretched earth. And so we're starting off a little light on the research, and then next episode we'll go right into the swing of things. But our first little uh, disagreement, as you would say, is if you agree or disagree that the smell of gasoline is amazing. And
Uh huh.
frankly, it sucks. I hate the smell of gasoline.
Why? Oh, why, Matthew?
I mean, it's just like, you've got these fumes that's coming out. I mean, number one, you're not supposed to ingest gasoline. It
Right.
appears to be detrimental to your health, or so I've been told.
Yeah, but
So,
what if I'm just sniffing it?
what now? What kind of sniffing are you doing?
I mean, just little sniff, sniff.
That's gross.
I'm not gonna huff it.
I
That would be
mean,
bad.
I mean, people have huffed worse things.
I know that's what the kids do these days with I won't even say in case the kids that don't do those things don't find out what it is just yet.
Mm.
But but you can huff stuff.
Don't be huffing stuff.
Oh gosh.
No, but I don't want those terrible fumes going into my nostrils. I mean, number one, it it defines kind of like money leaving my wallet. Because
Mm.
in today's economy, in
In
this
this economy.
economy, but in the economy today, um, gas is very expensive, and it goes down to where it's just like, oh, maybe I can afford it. Never mind, it's almost $4, and that's just in Texas, though. I mean, you go to other states, and it's like $5, $6, $7 a gallon. And
Mm-hmm.
it's too expensive. And when I go to gas stations, I'm already having to spend a lot of money that I already don't have, and now it's just getting more to where
See,
I might as well buy a useless subscription to a streaming service I'll watch like once a week, and like just give all this money to it and get the same amount of satisfaction, which is none.
but see, Matthew, you raise a great point. I mean, gasoline is so expensive to put in your vehicle, but it's kind of like that sub sandwich shop, Jimmy John's. What's their tagline? The smells are free. That's the same with gasoline. The
I
smell's
can't
free.
believe, I can't believe you took something as sacred as a sub sandwich and said gasoline is no different.
I mean, the smell. Okay, so, Matthew, when you had your disclaimer that we did no research, well, I actually do enjoy the smell of gasoline, and you were very
Despicable.
adamant. I know you were very adamant that you hated it, and so I was kind of worried that something's wrong with me. So I did I did look up why does
You
gasoline.
you don't have to worry because something is wrong with you.
I know, but I didn't want this thing to be the one of the more. But I looked it up and I was like, why does it smell so good? And somebody said it has this chemical called benzene in it.
Hmm.
Um, and it has a naturally sweet smell. You
What?
know, yeah. It said, according to Discover magazine, it's so pungent that the human nose can detect it if there's just one part per million in the air that we breathe.
That is I believe that statement. I don't think it has a sweet scent.
Yeah.
I
I,
honestly I wouldn't know how to describe it. How do you
it is an
describe
odd.
gas?
uh, they said there's another question: is it normal to like the smell of gasoline?
Also no.
And they said we may not actually like the smell of gas, but we associated what it does to our brains with happiness.
Also false.
I don't know. I feel pretty happy when I smell it. For a, I have a feeling I should couch everything I say with the phrase "for a brief moment." You know, because I'm afraid I'm going to
Well,
be a
you
bad example to
are you
kids.
saying you don't want someone to dip a rag in gasoline and
No,
stick it onto your nose and go
no, no,
huff
no.
this?
No, I don't want that. I mean, I'm worried that people will be like, wow, Nathan said it smells good. So therefore, I should just smell it like it's a Yankee candle or something, and it's not like that.
Well, there was the homesick candles we talked about before. It had that tarmac smell
Yeah, that's true.
or
There's,
whatever. They
I,
do exist.
I heard there's diesel fuel and like racing fuel candles.
Oh, that has to be worse.
I, I don't know.
Wait, does
I,
does different fuel smell differently?
I think so. I think diesel
Oh,
smells a bit different.
oh gosh. I mean, I guess it makes sense because there's different chemicals, but I don't know. Are we
Yeah.
gonna have to do like we're gonna post on social
Sniff
media?
test.
Hey everyone, my name's Matt. This is Nathan. These are our faces, by the way. I bet we're a lot less handsome than you originally thought, but this is what we look like.
Well,
So
maybe in
today
your
we've got
case, Matthew, it'll be like, wow, he's way more handsome than I could have ever imagined.
I don't doubt it. But we're like, all right, so today we've got three rags in front of us. One of them is regular gasoline, one of them's diesel gasoline, and one of them's racing gasoline. And we're going to have a sniff test.
It'll be great.
We'll go
We'll
ahead and
go
call
to,
it H&R Huff and Stuff at that point.
we'll just go to
Gosh,
7-Eleven.
that's a reference from the 70s. Oh my goodness. I wasn't born in the 70s.
And yet you have the heart of one.
I have the heart of my mother's age.
Right.
Oh man.
Well, okay. So I think this one, I mean, I will agree that the negative effects of smelling gasoline is very, very bad. Don't do
Yep.
it. But it's, if just some of it like sprinkles on the ground, after you've done filling up and you just take a little whiff, I think
Yeah.
that's totally fine, you know?
I mean, I think there are benefits to gasoline outside of, using using it for your car. I mean, you can keep your dagger sharp with it, clean it
Yeah.
up, get it nice and gleaming. You can,
No,
I
I,
guess, scent a room with it, although no, that wouldn't be very good.
see, you know what? In my research, I also discovered, and this was on like Quora, so I have no clue.
You cheater.
I was really concerned. It just led me down a
Come on,
down a.
man. I'm holding my tea. I almost spilled it everywhere.
It led me down a rabbit hole. But anyway, one guy said that in the 20s, when ladies of the night, wink, wink, you know, ladies of the night, Matthew.
Prostitutes.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Anyway, they would use gasoline as perfume.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
ugh.
The reason for that was like the way cars used gas back then, it just like permeated the whole vehicle. And
Yeah.
if you drove the car, you would smell like hot oil and gasoline. And so these high-end prostitutes would wear gasoline as perfume as kind of like a show that, hey, my boyfriend has a very expensive car.
What? What's wrong with
Uh huh.
beauty standards?
I know we've gotten way worse over the years.
I don't know if we've gotten better or worse. I think they've always just been terrible.
No, the peak was Gasolina's perfume. I miss those days.
Yeah. High, high key cap.
Yeah, as the kids would say.
As the
All
kids
right.
would
Well,
say.
let's
Hello, fellow kids.
time.
I'm hip with the lingo.
Yo, fam, it's time to be busting to the next topic.
I'm
That's what they'd
sorry I
say.
started this.
Yo, G. Nah, they don't say that. They never say G.
Not anymore. Not since like the
Mm,
late 80s, early 90s. Um,
right.
so then we approach our second question. We need to figure out
Mm-hmm.
which is the better product of a gas station outside of the petrol part.
Yeah.
Which is better, the gas station coffee or the gas station soda or like icy slushy stuff? And
Mm,
Nathan, I went first last time. What do you think is better?
I don't know, Matthew. I'm in a kind mood, and I'll let you go first. No, I'm kidding. Uh, gas station coffee, man. You know, there's just there's something about it. You know, it
Mm,
it when I'm on like a long road trip, and it's like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and I get that nice hot coffee. It helps me like pretend for 5 seconds that I'm like one of those long haul truckers, you know?
mhm.
And it's like I resonate with them. And there's just, I don't know, there's just something about adding that to your routine every morning. You stop by the local Quick Trip or,
Mm,
Bucky's or whatever, and you just go
7-Eleven.
in. Now, I will tell you, if you want to play a fun game of like Russian roulette, you go to
Mm,
like one of those off the beaten path gas stations that looks
mhm.
kind of rough, and you get coffee there. And it's either going to be the best thing ever or absolute
Oof.
trash and sludge. It's a really
Hmm.
cool gamble, you know?
Now, I mean, you bring that up. So I was working uh, at a church as an intern, and we were getting ready to go to camp, and I had to drive about 30 minutes to the church from where I lived, and I picked up some breakfast from Sonic. And I was like, you know what? It's pretty early. I'm gonna go ahead and get some coffee too. Um, I was chewing on my coffee. It was like the grounds in my coffee. And I was like, oh, that's terrible. And then I get to the church, and one of the other volunteers was like, hey, I used to work at Sonic. Why did you get their coffee? So
Oh,
that's the
gosh.
kind of sludge that we're talking about, is if you take a sip of your coffee and you start chewing it.
Well, I've got a story, and to be fair, it's less about coffee, but
Mm,
it's more about the experience surrounding it.
I
Um,
see.
like that daily routine, because I used to work at a Chick-fil-A in the morning shift, and before work, I'd go to the local Quick Trip or racetrack, I don't remember, and I'd get a little coffee, a small coffee to drink
Hmm.
before work.
Hmm.
And if you go to Starbucks or someplace like that in the morning, you go through the drive-through, you do the online ordering, you're in and out, maybe they remember your name. Nothing interesting is going to happen. But
Right.
you go to a gas station early in the morning, there's some adventure to be had. So I remember I pulled up to this gas station, and this was in the days when I was less worldly and less wise about the ways of the world. I was
Hmm.
naive and very sweet and precocious.
And now
And
you're
so,
aggressive and misogynistic and all that
I'm just
terrible, terrible things
I'm grizzled from the world.
for working at Chick-fil-A.
It it really beats down a man.
It
But
does.
anyway, I pulled up, and this car pulled up right beside me, and these two guys get out, and one of them goes into the gas station, and the other one is, he's at the passenger door, and he lets me out, and he's looking at me, and so he looks at me and he goes, "Hey man, do you like totem poles?" And Matthew, I enjoy, Native American art as much as the next person. So
Mhm.
of course I was like, but I'm not like a huge fan. So I just said, it depends. I'd
Oh,
have
okay.
to
What
see it
what
first.
what time of the day is this? You said morning, but
This is
what
like
time?
5 a.m. This is like
Okay.
5 a.m. It's
All
dark
right.
out. Okay. So he's like, "Do you like totem poles?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're all right, you know?" And he goes, "Well, I need some money, man. And I'm trying to make it to Kentucky. I only need like $10." He's like, "I'll sell you 2 totem poles for $10." And I just look at the guy, because I just look at him and I go, "Well, I'd have to see it first." Because what if it's a lame looking totem pole, Matthew?
Yeah, that's the problem. Not the fact that it's just $10, but the fact that you
Uh,
need to see if it's worth $10.
I do. And what if it has like a flamingo head instead of an eagle, something stupid. So I definitely wanted
Even
to see
better.
it. So the guy's like, "Okay, sure enough." So he reaches in his glove compartment and
Oh
he gets a small box out, and he opens the box, and inside is a pill bottle. And he shakes out 3 pills into his hand, and he goes, "Oh, I'll sell you 3 totem poles for $10." And, and so I looked at him and I just looked at him and I go, "Those aren't totem poles." And then he looked at me like I was the biggest idiot in the world. Like I was the stupid one. And he
no.
goes, "Yes, they are." I said, "No, no, they're not." And he was like, "Well, do you want them anyway?" And I said, "No." It's and so
Oh.
then his friend got out of the store, and they got in their car and drove off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, did you take them?
No, I
Oh.
did. I was dumbfounded. I was like, I was just a sheltered, naive youth. And so I just thought to myself, wow, all
Dang.
those anti-drug campaigns were right. It could happen at any time.
Dude,
They're
freaking
always ready to tempt you.
on the way to Chick-fil-A getting my morning coffee. Gosh.
Oh, only the best. See, that's why it's the best.
Going through the DARE program, I don't think they ever mentioned that. So I'm surprised you were prepared for it.
I was I was always ready to say no to drugs
Oh
anywhere.
gosh. Well, I think soda's better. I don't know how to transition from that one. That's too good.
I know I'm sorry.
That's so
We
good.
talked a lot about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's good, man. You had that like ready to go.
I did.
I mean it was like a dagger at the hip. You were just like ready to break it out, all sharp and stuff. I freaking dang.
And see,
So
that would have
good.
never happened if I just went to the gas station to get a soda.
No, that I think that would have still happened.
I
I
don't
don't think
know, man.
the beverage matters. Now,
The
here's
beverage
why.
mattered.
Beverage matters. BM.
Beverage
Beverage.
liquid matter.
Dang it. I was going to say beverage lids.
BLM.
Um, Not associated with anything like that. Please, please don't cancel us. Please. Um, I think sodas are better because now, Nathan, here comes the big question. When you get a coffee from the gas station, how much are you normally paying?
Ooh, I mean, between like $1.50, $3 maybe.
Mm, you pay $3 for gas station coffee? What are you going to
I mean, if I
Starbucks?
no, if I get a large coffee,
Oh,
that's
that's
maybe
fair.
like
That's fair.
210 or something.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You can get like a 64-ounce drink soda
Oh,
from a gas station for like 78 cents.
the big jumbo gulp.
The jumbo gulp, freaking the teacher gulp. They buy that every morning and it just like sits on their desk.
I
And
mean,
even when it's like super watered down, they're still sipping from it.
and it's a ridiculous amount of like Dr. Pepper too, because it's always
It is.
Dr. Pepper or Diet Coke.
And but the thing about gas station sodas is it really does hit different when you take a
Yeah,
sip of it and uh you just go in just all in. um the the amount of syrup to carbonated water ratio is different from place to place. I mean, the Dr. Pepper from Burger King is different than the Dr. Pepper from a McDonald's. And in the gas
yeah,
station world, it's even more diverse. And so
right.
you talk about Russian roulette. You never know if you're going to get the sweetest soda you've ever had or the most carbonated beverage that shouldn't even be legal. I mean,
I
because
mean,
it's always off. It's never the same. And if you truly want to live an adventurous life, number one, don't drink soda because that is bad for your health. But number two, drink the 64 ounce of all these different types of sodas from different gas stations and compare them. And if you do that, you're not spending more than $1 at a gas station.
yeah, that is a good point. You do get your a bang for your buck,
Dude,
with the jumbo gulp.
you get like a bang for not even a whole buck, which is way better than gas soaked prostitutes.
Matthew, we're
I'm
supposed
so
to be
sorry.
family
I'm
friendly.
so sorry.
like I'm the one who should say stuff like that. My family doesn't listen to the podcast. Except for I think my brother-in-law. Shout out, dude. Hope you're listening.
What's up? Go
Um
protect those people from
like
people like us.
your family listens, dude.
um, I mean, dude, I had it again. I had the dagger at the hip ready to go. That
You
was
did.
just
You
that
were
was a quick
ready.
one. That was a quick one.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what else to say other than just like the quality again it's going to differ like the coffee, but the value is really what we're after because you're already spending way
Right.
too much in gas. But if you go for that big soda cup and
Yeah.
maybe you're spending more than $1 at quality places, forget it. You're not even touching the dollar bill. You're reaching
No.
for the little coin. You're grabbing the little coin compartment that everyone has in their car,
Right.
for like
Where the
toll roads.
cigarette
That
where the
yeah,
cigarette butts used to go.
exactly. I mean, you're reaching in there, and you're not even like $1. Oh, that's too much. I'm not spending that much. What do I look like? A man who has a six-figure paying job? Of course not. Now,
See,
yeah,
for our final thing, okay. Now it's easy to think like gas stations are places of rainbows and butterflies and
hmm
um, wonderful things, and especially if you live in a place where there's a Bucky's, a magical wonderland full of joy and happiness. But there's
and
also a
clean
dark
toilets.
amen. But there's also a dark side. There's a certain kind of like fear about gas stations.
It's
And
true.
so for our last one, we wanted to tackle something kind of dark. So we
Yes.
wanted to go over which is more terrifying, going to a gas station late at night and you're the only one there,
Hmm.
or going to a gas station bathroom that has been destroyed. Which is more
Um,
terrifying?
I'll start this one off.
Okay.
Plain and simple. You're at the gas station alone, and someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, do you want to buy a totem pole for $10?"
I mean, I
I
wasn't terrified at first. I was like, I'm about to get some cool Native American art. This is pretty sick, you know?
Psych drugs.
I was like, they'll be kind of small. I usually expect totem poles to be ginormous, but it is
It's
only
true. It's
15
true.
bucks.
Yeah. I mean, but on a serious note, I haven't done much driving at night, but I have. Um, I used to live out pretty deep in the country, and there was one time I was visiting my parents, and I was coming back home to where I lived out in the country, and I had to get gas, and I did stop at a gas station. That it was the only thing on the road for about 2 miles on either side. So for about 4 miles, there's nothing but this gas station, and it's like a picturesque kind of like horror movie kind of thing, to where there's nothing else around on this road except a random gas station. And so I get out and I pump my gas, and like I'm like, so my dad is a retired military, and he always told us to be aware of your surroundings wherever you are.
Mhm.
And dude,
Of course.
my head was on a swivel. If I was ready for anything. I had kept my dagger sharp. I was ready to just make a move if anything happened, because I've got in my car, my glove compartment, I have a multi tool for this exact reason, because homie wasn't playing. I was ready. I was ready to do anything if anyone had moved on me. And dude, it's terrifying. Just
Yeah.
it's just being out there by yourself at night. Not to quote
Oh,
SpongeBob too often, but dang, at night.
and I remember, wow, a classic SpongeBob quote. Dang at night.
It is. It is. My friend Tim can back me up on that one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm kind of with you. It is kind of, there's a certain eeriness. You're
Hmm.
like, there should be others here, and there isn't any.
Yeah.
So
It's like
I'll give you
that
that.
the back rooms, or like liminal space kind of stuff, which is actually my jam. I absolutely love it. Um, but not actually experiencing it. That is very creepy.
Right. Now, even though that is pretty scary, there's nothing quite like that fear of you, like you've been holding it for like 2 or 3 hours, and now you gotta go. You drank the jumbo gulp, and
Mm,
it's time to relieve yourself. And the next rest area is 55 miles away. But
it's
you see
true.
that one lone gas station, and you go there, and you go in, and it's like hell has broken loose
Yeah.
in that restroom. You know, I'll
Mm.
just let listener, there's no word picture I could paint that is worse than what you are possibly imagining. We've all been in that restroom where we go, what happened here? What evil came through these realms? You know?
What kind of
Like where
exorcism happened in this man's bowels?
exactly like what in the world is going on? And it's awful. And the worst is when you have to like precariously dodge certain things. Like you have to position yourself in a certain way where you avoid certain stuff.
Mm,
It's pretty scary.
yep. Now, here's a question I have for you.
Uh
Have you been Nathan the Destroyer?
huh.
Have you been the one to cause the horror for other people? because
I will.
I will be the first to admit I have been Matthew the Destroyer many times before.
Oh no.
So I have a lot of interesting experiences having to use the bathroom very tragically.
Uh-huh.
And this is one of many. But I was with my friends, and we took a little vacation after my first year in college, and we went up to visit his family up in Oklahoma. And that day before we left, we eat Italian food, and the
Mm.
Italian food was so good. But with Italian food comes terrible bowel movements,
It's
and
so
so
cheesy.
it's, oh my gosh, it's just everything you probably shouldn't be eating is in Italian food.
Yeah.
And so I eat that. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the after effects, but it was a good meal. And then we're driving, and I'm like, oof, and I'm beginning to feel a little bit. I was like, oh, I must be hungry because it's almost dinner time. And on the drive home, me and my friends, we stop at Brahms, and we
Yeah.
we eat Brahms. And then we're on the road for about another hour, and I'm like, guys, we have to stop. I am
Oh,
going to crap my pants.
oh no.
And I am in like immense pain. I'm in
Oh
immense
no.
pain. And so we finally pull over to this gas
Yeah.
station. And I my philosophy for using the restroom is get in, get it done, get out. So I normally take, not too long in the bathroom. We were at that gas station for almost 15 minutes.
Oh no.
I
It
was
just.
I was dying on the
Oh
toilet.
my gosh.
I
You know.
I was and my friends came to check on me. They opened the door. They go, "Matt, are you?" Oh,
Oh no.
it was terrible. Don't mix Italian and Brahms in the same day.
In
It
Matthew's
destroys
body.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it was
I,
terrible.
like, anytime I imagine a restroom being destroyed in a gas station, I just
Hmm.
automatically assume it's either in a Chevron or an Exxon. And I don't know why.
Chevron and Exxon, they're pretty popular around this area.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
just,
lots of them, but they're also known for being just like so dirty.
right? That's just they just have that vibe. I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I will say, like sometimes if I make a mild mess,
Hmm.
like nothing bad. I'm not a public pooper, Matthew. I try to just keep
I
that to
am if the
myself.
Lord calls out to me and says, "Go to the bathroom," then I am a public pooper.
On my travels on like Highway 20 or whatever, there's a lot of
Hmm.
Love's gas stations, from like
Oh,
Louisiana to
yes.
Alabama.
Yes.
And it's always funny because you go in and you see that little, like, there's these like three buttons, and they're like, how does our bathroom look? And like there's a most happy smiling smiley face, and then there's a neutral face, and there's like a really sad or angry face. And
Hmm.
it's like, man, sometimes I just feel bad, and I'm like, I should probably do the sad face even though I made this mild mess. But
Mm.
I don't know, I don't do it.
Now here's the other
Do you
thing.
want to hear
I mean,
another
back to
terrifying
my
story?
point. No, let me just say this real quick. And this might feed into your story. Um,
Sure.
what if you're the only one at the gas station? You fill up your car, and then you go to the bathroom, and then someone knocks on the door.
Oh, that's like one of those one sentence horror story type things.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah. I
Actually, that would probably help me poop better.
I I found a new one.
Ooh.
That oddly enough I'd be terrified of in the bathroom. I didn't really expect it, but
Mm-hmm.
I went to Bucky's the last time I was there, and they were like doing an extensive cleaning. So like 20 of the stalls were all closed.
Ooh.
Okay, I was like, what a bummer. So the
Oh, dang.
first stall I see has the green enter sign, and I'm like, finally, there is a door that is open, and I open
Mhm.
it wide, and there's just this little Hispanic boy whose drawers dropped, and he just screams. He's screaming at me, and I just go, and then I start screaming, and I go, ah! And I slam the door shut. So, so I don't know who was more terrified in that moment, me seeing this kid like that, or him seeing this large white man standing there.
You also know that kid learned a valuable lesson to lock the bathroom door, or else
Like, right?
giant white men are gonna be there waiting.
Like, I was like, I almost wanted to tell him. I was like, make sure you lock the door. But then I was like, no, no, no. This is a slam the door and walk away situation.
That's a slam the door and hold it in for another 10 miles before you find another gas station.
Yeah, no, I just managed to find another empty stall. I was like, thank goodness.
Oh,
A
gosh.
real empty stall, not a
Yeah.
fake one.
Oh, my gosh.
It's terrifying.
Dude. If it was like if it was an adult, he would have pulled something, some sort of weapon out, and he would have killed you on the spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been here today.
No.
I
No.
just like how me and the child both screamed at the same time. We were both terrified, but for different reasons.
Oh my gosh.
It'll
I
it'll be a core memory for that child. Like, he's
oh
gonna
no.
be like always nervous in the gas station bathrooms. Like, he has a complex of locking it from now on.
See, now he's gonna grow up and be like a horror novelist, and
Uh-huh.
his first book is gonna be about killings that happen in a bathroom when the you forget to lock the stall, and that's when the killer knows that it's his time, and you're the one that started that.
It'll be called I'm thinking it'll be called El Blanco Hombre in El oh gosh,
Banyo.
El Baño. Let me try
I
again.
would
We'll try to get the
I don't know.
title.
I would call it like the fear in the stalls or something like that, or
I
fear
don't
of the
know.
stalls.
I think it
Maybe.
would just be the just a straightforward translation of the white man in the bathroom.
Dang, terrifying.
Right.
Well, I mean that just feeds my point more. He thought he was alone, but then he wasn't.
Yeah. Poor kid.
It happens. It happens to the best of us, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Oh,
well, do you have anything else, Nathan?
no, I think we should cue the music.
I think we should. We should just go ahead and get out of here
Right.
before anything else gets worse. Now, this is the part where we normally begin to plug our socials and all that stuff. But since we've added our extra thing, Nathan, I have no idea
Right.
what
I'll
your
be
thing is.
honest. I overloaded it at the beginning, and I meant to say it a couple more times, but I stopped. I think I
Oh,
managed to say it 3 or 4 times, but it's a 10-letter word exactly, and it's the word ridiculous.
what? Oh, I use that word so.
Yeah.
I use
I
that word
don't
all the
use that
time.
word much, so
Dang it, I
ridiculous.
do. That's a normal part of my vernacular.
Right.
Dang.
Now, I have a suspicion with yours, and it's between two, okay? But I don't think it's the first one anymore
Mm-hmm.
because you use this word differently elsewhere. But you said the phrase dagger at the hip a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
but then you said dagger at the ready later. So is it your word dagger?
No, it is the phrase "keep your dagger sharp."
Okay.
I didn't use it much. I referenced like dagger and sharpness, but it was like, so what I did was, so I did a random number generator. I got that fifth option, which was a new catchphrase, and
Right.
then I went to a random catchphrase generator, and that was the best one that came up. And then we started recording, and I was like, wait a second, I can't talk about knives. I don't use the word dagger ever.
I know. So as soon as she
So,
said,
yeah.
okay, I
So
thought
that was a failed
dagger.
attempt. So I'll give it. I give you half credit.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take half
Yeah.
credit. That's fair.
Yep. So, people, you probably didn't catch it either because we both didn't do such a great job.
Right. Yeah, mine's
Um,
overloaded at the beginning, but
and that was
before we
recorded so
got
long
really
ago.
into it, I shouldn't have done. I would say the word even before I mentioned the game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So
All right.
it was
Well,
great.
folks, if you got it, good on you. One way you can let us know is through our social media.
We love being contacted, except by telemarketers and bill collectors.
In the
Um,
government.
and the government. I don't know. They're cool. But yeah, if you
False.
wish to, if you wish to contact us, you can do it in a variety of ways. We have pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X,
Threads, not
Threads.
Twitter. We're on Threads
Yeah,
because
that's
we
fine.
already have an Instagram account. And
That
if you
makes
click
sense.
the Twitter logo on our podcast website, it'll take you to Threads. I thought it would be a
Ah,
funny troll, but it's just
we
stupid.
and now we've revealed the troll, so now they just know.
Oh no.
Uh,
Is it like a Rumpelstiltskin's things where now he's going to like disappear or give back the child or something?
sure, why not?
Do people know who that is? I don't know. I've now
From
referenced
Shrek,
two things. No. I mean, sure, he's from Shrek,
like
but it's like an old fairy tale.
I mean, I know him from Shrek.
I knew him before
Anyway,
Shrek. I haven't even seen any. Gosh, am I just old? Is
yeah,
that what I'm
maybe.
figuring out? All my references are old that no one gets.
Matthew goes, Babushka used to tell me stories
Oh my
of
gosh.
Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah,
And
that's
my
you right now.
wife.
But anyway, you can find us on those social sites or whatever in YouTube. And
Yep.
then we got an email. It's absurdarguments, the letter 4, the number U at gmail.com.
Again, you keep messing it up.
No, I got it right.
It's like you do it on purpose.
Absurd arguments, the letter 4,
Number
and the
4,
number
the
U.
letter U.
Yeah, absurd arguments for you at gmail.com.
Yep. But this is the end of season 2 beginnings. No, that's a terrible way to put it. This is the end of the first episode of season 2. Nathan,
Right.
do you have anything to add?
Ooh, 2 plus 2.
Thank
And
you.
I'll
Thank
give
you. I
y'all the
appreciate
answer
that.
next time we
Ooh.
have our episode.
In the meantime, everybody, keep your dagger sharp, and we will see y'all later. Bye, everybody.
Ridiculous.